Hey y'all, it's Mocha Mima. Y'all, listen, it might be rainy here in Connecticut, but the block is hot. Let me play my intro and we're going to get into these topics.
Work, to me, I can work. See me do me dirt. Tell me about that work. When you walk a line. In the cafe, try me, I deserve. Nothing to be lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you not like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma see for decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work. To me, I be work.
Hey y'all, it's Mocha Mima. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, extra special welcome. If you've been here before, like I see Jaden and Mr. Mita Joe, welcome back, y'all. Make sure y'all hit on that like button. Seems like it's been so long since I've been live, but it has been. It's been 2 weeks. Y'all, thank you for hanging in there with me. I've been going through some health stuff, but we're going to push through. Y'all, these streets have been crazy. It's been, listen, I thought the biggest thing around was gonna be, let me switch to it right here. I thought this was my girl Beyonce was the biggest thing in the universe. That's what it was for me 2 weeks ago. The last time I was here was a couple days before I went to go and see the Queen, and the Queen gave she, listen, the Queen put it all out there for us. Hey, Dr. Ucha, how are you? The Queen gave it to us all, y'all. She gave it to us all. Her and Blue. Look at Blue. Look at my baby Blue. Y'all, the Queen put it out there for us. She gave it all to us. But y'all, listen. Y'all, then this happens. I didn't make a new thumbnail. This mess right here. This mess right here down in Montgomery. The bomber bra. Yes, her outfits were. Listen, y'all look at her outfits for last night that she wore to Charlotte. Oh my God. Her outfits are getting better as the tour is going on. Oh my God. Y'all, look, this right here. Listen, now we got us an Aquaman, aka Jermichael Phelps. No, Blue Ivy is still a little kid. She's gonna get there because she has it in her blood. She'll get there. We got our Aquaman now. Listen. These chairs. Listen, I got some of these folding chairs in my house right now. I got the dark brown ones from Walmart. These chairs are flying off the shelf. They are selling out everywhere. The one that was down in Montgomery is gonna. I heard. I don't know how true it is. Demita Joe, you'll have to let me know because you're down in that area. That these chairs is gonna be in the. Oh wait a minute. It's just gonna be in the Smithsonian. Let me know. That's what someone says. I don't know how true that is, but let me know, y'all. So we're gonna start here. So he's the co-captain of the ship. He wasn't just a security guard. His name is Damian Pickett from, I guess he's from the Montgomery area. Shout out for him. He threw that hat up and it was on and popping. We knew what the deal was. And of course, some people had to capitalize. So now we got these for $12.50 over on Etsy. So if you're interested in those earrings, go right ahead to Etsy and pick those up. So y'all, that's about as much as I'm gonna really spend on the bra. from that part. Let me go over to Instagram. They have arrested the three white three of the white voters that were there. Let me go over to Instagram and I'll show you guys that post. So they have arrested three of them. Um, these are two of the younger guys. I think this guy here with the longer hair, I think he was the one that had went through his Crocs. You guys remember seeing that? The Crocs. They showed him laying on the ground. His foot had went through the Crocs. I think that was him. Yes, Demeter, you know I act up. So I think that was him. And then here is the older guy who I think he's I forget what his last name is, but I think he's the older. I had the last name somewhere here. He's Richard Roberts, but I think he owns that mini mart. I think it's called Vassar's Mini Mart. The other two men are Alan Todd, 23, and Zachary Shipman, 25. That's a hard 23 and a hard 25, y'all. Jeez. But they have all been arrested and are in custody. It didn't say here. I didn't see anywhere where if they were out on bail. They probably are. I mean, we are talking about racist ass Alabama, so most likely they are out on bail. But then again, you never know because of the public outrage and how everything went down. So, who knows? But shout out to the people in Alabama. Up here in Connecticut, we just go woody woo like that, and people know to come from the woodworks to get the people. But that man threw that hat up, and it was on and popping from there. So let's get into what's going on here on Instagram. So no, we're gonna start out with where is it? We're gonna start out with the black leprechaun. So y'all have known by now, Tory Lanez got 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. He was lucky he got them 10 years. He should have got more, but God gave him some grace, and the judge gave him a little bit of grace. So he ends up with a 10-year prison sentence. So his father is probably acting up because his father can't get right. So, all over social media, people are still talking junk. They're still acting up. They say he's down because he's going to be spending his next years behind bars. But he got his stands out there. I have a post about one of his stands that was out in front of the courthouse acting up. Let me see if I can find it. I saved that post here. That's the only thing about Instagram is the way you save the post. Maybe I didn't save it because the girl here.
You to see all of you recording what a person who will beat Mariah Buckle's ass looks like. Okay, you've all heard the music by Mariah the Scientist. I'm Ashley Ramirez. Nice to meet you. I would beat Mariah the Scientist's ass for Tory Lanez. I know he's a fucking man, and that's part of the reason why he's in the courtroom, but I'm a woman, and I'll beat the out of Mariah the Scientist. Do you get it? Same thing with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't give a how tall she is. Alright? And that's how Tory Lanez fans feel about him. We'll fucking go to war for him, period. And I don't care if I didn't get to go into the court today. This just gives me more of a reason to let this shit out on Mariah the Scientist when I see her, along with Megan Thee Stallion. They're lucky as that we are being nice. We're being nice. One Umbrella Mob is being so nice to Megan Thee Stallion and her team. I want you guys to all know that. All right? We could be giving Megan Thee Stallion hell. That bitch is sitting up somewhere in a mansion with her pussy pampered. Why? Because of one Umbrella
I had to mute her, y'all, because she would listen. Yeah, Demeter, listen. She couldn't be doing that with Connecticut. In Connecticut. You know why? Because I'd be out there with a damn, that old slipper from Walmart. Y'all, some of y'all are my age. That slipper from Walmart, it used to cost $2.97. That got rubber at the bottom. Some of your grandmothers or your mothers may have them. I think I got a pair down in the basement. I would have been down there with that damn shoe, and I would have wore her behind out with it, and then I would have been arrested. But that would have been okay because I keep a credit card with bail money on it. I would have been beating her behind all the way back to her house. Tory Lanez probably don't even know who this girl is, and she talking about Mariah. I mean, I've heard of Mariah the Scientist. Just the name Mariah the Scientist, I was like, no, no. But she needs to shut up before one of Megan's real fans comes out there and handles her business. Like, these people are absolutely ridiculous. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And then, of course, Rolling Ray, he had to get into it. I saved that one. Where is that? Here. So Rolling Ray, who is problematic on his own, he called, but I did like him on this. He called out JT. You know, JT is one of the city girls. It's JT and Young Miami. And JT was the one that had gone to jail. Would she go to jail for beating somebody up? I forget what she went to jail for. But JT allegedly liked a post that was about the sentencing. So here, let me go to the post she liked. So this girl, Miss Heather, whoever, said, I just deleted all 3 of Meg Thee Stallion songs from my phone. She dead wrong and she know it. Then she said, a grazed pinky toe does not equate 10 years in jail. And I guess right here, liked by the girl JT. So that's when Roland Ray rolled into the situation. And JT got a lot of nerve. So he said, you not in the hood no more at JT. Y'all got coins. Y'all represent women. Y'all represent women. Let me read it the way he wrote it. So that no snitch or drop the case mentality goes out the window. You represent an entire generation. Do better. And Megan never snitched. She stood up for herself. Imagine how she feels knowing no matter what, fans gonna have their opinion. Cool. But you supposed to be her girl. Do better, Jatavia Shakara Johnson. Not the whole government name. He done put her out there like that. Damn. Then he said, at JT, question how you call yourself a city girl and don't stand with the girls. So what, you wanted Megan to just drop the case and be labeled as weird or a liar? She doesn't control the final verdict. If it was Carisha, he didn't say Carisha, he said Carisha, that got shot by Diddy, how would you feel? So Roland Ray, that gives you a little bit of clout. No, I'm not gonna give you no clout. That gives you a little bit of room with me, Roland Ray, because by this weekend you're gonna say something that's gonna piss me off. So shout out to Roland Ray for that one, for putting out there, y'all. I can't. I just can't. So y'all, we're gonna go over here to Big Brother. I don't watch Big Brother at all, but this guy here, Luke Valentine, got kicked off the show because he used the N-word. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me okay. I don't see anybody putting any comments in. I just want to make sure y'all hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up or something if you hear me and whatnot in the chat. So Luke Valentine, I don't know who he is. To me, he just looks like some random white dude. Just another guy. Allegedly, he says, we're in the effing room, N-words, before quickly catching himself and saying, I'm sorry. So I'm going to switch over so you can hear that. If somebody gets triggered by him saying it, they kind of blink it out. So, let me switch over so you guys can hear it. Oh,
dude.
Wait, let me go back.
Anyways, we were in the
Go back and then go again.
cheese room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're off the fucking legs.
Sorry,
You gotta go to
bad.
bed, Luke. You gotta
I know,
go
I
to
do,
bed.
I do.
I'm just spinning, yeah.
It wasn't what you thought it was. I was going to call him a narwhal.
I wasn't going to say that.
I was going to call him.
Let me go. If I go, all right. Sometimes just reset. That's the only thing about Instagram and these clips.
We were in the cheese room, dude.
See how he said it there?
Anyways, we were in the fucking cheese room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're off the fucking legs.
Sorry,
You gotta go to
bad.
bed, Luke. You gotta
I know,
go to
I
bed.
do, I do.
I'm just spinning, yeah.
It wasn't what you thought it was. I was going to call him a narwhal.
I wasn't going to say that.
I was going to call him a narwhal.
But then the two black dudes was like, they wasn't like outraged, like they wasn't outraged like some hood dudes would be. You see the two white guys looked at him like, are you out your freaking mind? Because they didn't know what the black dude was gonna do. And the black dudes just let it kind of roll off. I guess they was like, I ain't gonna let this dude mess up my coins. But had he said that somewhere else, he couldn't have really said that in front of two like serious like rappers or somebody. He would have been punched in the mouth. Y'all, it's crazy. All right, let's see. I got Fetty Wap. Y'all know Fetty Wap went to the Fed pen a few months ago, so it looked like he done put some weight on. He don't look no better, but here he is talking whatever jail talk. I don't know what that is, but there's Fetty Wap for you. I'm not gonna say shout out, but whatever, Fetty Wap. Stay safe. That's all I could think of is stay safe for him. All right, y'all, listen. This guy, Henry Ruggs, killed a lady and her dog back in 2021. I remember the fatal accident. He got 3 to 10 years in prison for this accident. I don't know if I saved the post. I know OJ had something to say about it, and I was like, OJ, shut up. Like, OJ, we don't need to talk to you, OJ, because we went all out for you back over those years. We said you didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, you made a fool out of us black people. So we're not rocking with you or your opinions no more. So Henry Ruggs, you was drunk. You killed the lady and her dog. And mostly, I mean, you probably would have got less years, but you killed the lady and you killed the dog. And you know how they hold animal lives more sacred sometimes than people lives. So stay safe too. That's all I could say to him. Y'all, listen, this right here. Remember in Virginia, that little boy that shot the teacher? That little boy said, I'm glad I shot that bitch dead. That right there, this is the mother did some interviews and stuff, but I just put this up there because I couldn't believe the little boy said that. Like the school district has dropped her because they wanted her to just take the workman's comp and not sue them. So she filed a $40 million lawsuit against them, and then they fired her because she wouldn't drop the suit. I don't care. Get your coins, lady. Get your coins. The mother is facing charges like child neglect, and she's and a misdemeanor for leaving the loaded firearm where the child could get it. I guess the mother, it must have really been her gun and whatnot, but still, like for that little kid to say that. I mean, he's 6 years old. Like, jeez, like that right there is crazy. Let's see, what else do we have over here? There's more Roland Ray saying stuff to Iggy Azalea. And listen, while we were talking earlier about Beyonce is selling listening only tickets to her Renaissance tour for $157. Now, when I went to go see Renaissance, I'm going to see Renaissance twice. I went recently to see her in New Jersey, and I'm also going to see her down in New Orleans next month. So when you walk into the Met MetLife Stadium. They have like part of it blocked off, um, so that you can't go back there and see it because it's where the stage is. So I guess what they're doing is the seats that are there behind the stage, like they have them all cordoned off. The thing is, it's dark with like a heavy tarp going all the way across. And I guess, some people for 157 dollars, they can go there and listen to it because pretty much you can see the concert, see the visuals and whatnot. A lot of it you can see on TikTok, on Instagram. You can see everything the next day, everything that she wore, she takes pictures of. And then if you go on TikTok, whatever city you were in, you can see the concert. And I mean, being there and being able to hear the music, I guess some people think it's worth it. I don't know. The interludes between songs were absolutely, it's just beautiful. And on the same, let me stay on Beyonce. Every city that Beyonce goes to, she has new toilet seats brought with her. Hey, she's a rich woman. I don't blame her. Hey, she got as much money as Beyonce. I wouldn't want to sit on somebody else's toilet seat either. So she brings her new. I wonder what she does with the old ones. Wonder what she does. And then also in DC, I know Miss Demita Joe had gone to see her in DC. And know what? Let me do this right now while I'm thinking of it. Miss Demita Joe also, on her channel, she will go live for her Hot Topics at 7:30. Demita Joe, if you're still here, did you already put up your thumbnail? Because I will put yours in the chat. Let me see. I'm going to your channel now. So in DC, you did schedule. Okay, I see it here. I got it. So in DC, they had torrential rains pouring down. So the concert was delayed for a little while, and we also had there's Miss Demita Joe's live. Hers is at 7, I believe at 7:30. Let me look back and make sure. Yep, it says 7:30 tonight. So Beyonce had torrential rains. So the concert got pushed back, and we had rain too, but it wasn't as bad as what they had going on down in DC. So the concert got pushed back, which would mean that she would have to be on stage longer, and she paid $100,000 so that her fans would be able to take the DC Metro home. Like, you can't, that's the ultimate professional. That's the ultimate. Like, a lot of stars, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't think about their fans. They would think about the money, what they're getting out the deal. But Beyonce, at that concert, I'm telling you, Beyonce did that concert to us. She loves her fans, and that whole concert was like her gift to us. And you know what? With that, I have another this shiggity right here. I'm just gonna let that sit for a couple of seconds for y'all to think on this one right here. When I saw this, I said, what in the heck is going on? This man out of Texas filed a lawsuit against Beyonce for $2.3 million. The 47-page lawsuit. He says that Beyonce is the reason why he is gay. It has nothing to do with the fact that if you're gay, you like having sex with men like that. I mean, Beyonce likes having sex with men, but that's not like, bruh, that's your judge. That's her judge. Like, are you kidding me? So, yes, she did. She did. Whew, child. She did the thing. So this man, and you know what? I had started to go and look up the whole lawsuit, but I said I wasn't doing all that. So he says Miss Carter caused sever problems to my persons by locating on me important and well-known days. What the hell kind of English is that? These days range from World Series, NBA championships, holidays, and during my Social Security Administration appointment. What? And each of these days, Mr. Carter has either discriminated, not Mrs. Carter, Mr. Carter, has discriminated or defamed me using her power or influence. I am disgusted, also the victim of homosexuality due to Beyonce knows the outcome of this is an enormous problem in my life. Mrs. Carter has caused a conspiracy on different levels. She needs not to be tolerated anymore. But he put consequently. Wait, what else did he put? No, they didn't put the rest in there. Oh wait, no, they didn't put the rest in there. But he sent this to the Honorable Judge Janice Berg. I am suing Beyonce Knowles Carter for $2.3 million for defamation of character, identity theft, celebrity stalking, and other harmful situations. According to the U.S. Department of, they didn't put that whole thing in there. Maybe Department of Health, maybe Department of Health and Human Services, because you need some mental health treatment. Like this is crazy, absolutely crazy. Like I never heard of nothing like that in my life. But I think this may be all the Beyonce news I have. This right here. I don't know if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop. Not Love and Hip Hop. It's almost like, yeah, Love and Hip Hop. He was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but Love, what do you call it? Basketball Wives. Rockstar Angel Banks got together. Angel Brinks, I'm sorry, got together. Then she was pregnant, which I couldn't believe she was pregnant by Rockstar, because Rockstar is a Mitch, and I really want to call him the other thing. So allegedly, Rockstar finds Angel Brinks in the house with YK Osiris. Now, was YK Osiris the one that was just in the... Yeah, he was just the one that kissed Sukihana, and Sukihana hadn't given him permission, whatever it was. So YK Osiris was in the house allegedly. So then a Rockstar decided to air her out all over, talking about different things. And this is a whole big thing. If y'all want to read it, you could go ahead and read it. So he decided to air her out. Then he wanted a DNA test about his son, about the baby that they just had. They didn't have the baby. I don't think it was this year. It wasn't might have been 2021. I forget what it was. But anyway, he decided to air her out. It was really public, really embarrassing. Then he said that she told him she was 33, but she's really 43. Now, mind you, I believe she has 2 kids, and one of them might be a teenager. And the kids are by a former basketball player that unalived himself or something. I forget what the story was. But then he decided he wanted to backtrack and say all the stuff about it. Then he says, who cheats at 43 years old? Rockstar, if you don't get off the internet, off my TV screens and everything else. He has given her, I believe, 5 promise rings. I'm like, these people get on my nerves, but I had to tell you all about it. So let me see where else I want to go with this. This orange fool right here. I'm not even going to play the video thing. As you know, Trump has a lot of lawsuits going on. Well, I shouldn't say lawsuits. He's been indicted. He has like 78 charges against him right now. Well, he is going to be indicted in Georgia for the election fraud thing, where he called up and asked for like 11,788 votes or whatever. So he decided that the prosecutor there, Fani Willis, he tried to say that she was the prosecutor and had an affair with some gang member or something like that, which is totally true. So now he is looking at her, charging him for that defamation of character, I don't know if it's witness tampering. I don't know, a whole bunch of charges. He is absolutely which one? Which one, Demita Joe? Rockstar or Trump? Really? But or you mean both? Both are absolutely ridiculous. Like Trump is going down. Like he's facing like 500 years in prison. Like, and people actually want to get him back in office. That's the issue. They actually want to get him back in office. Let me see whatever other hot topics I got over here for you. But yes, both, because it's this absolutely ridiculous. I have so much stuff I save and I look at. Oh, I know what else I have for you guys. What is this? Where is it? You know what? Let me switch over to my. I have. Oh, let me switch over to my slides. Okay. So make sure y'all hit on that like button for me. Let me go to my slides here. Okay. I'll go down the way my slides. Some of the slides may be duplicates of the stuff. Hi, Marlene. How are you? Hi, Marlene. Y'all, Marlene has several YouTube channels. Also, she has Life with Marlene. She has, I can't remember all your channels, Marlene. But if you go to Life with Marlene is one of her channels. You go to, she gives you, oh, thank you so much. She gives you some life tips. She also talks about different topics like life topics that we go to about people being fake. Like, you remember the thing about doing Jamie Foxx posted about fake friends, like things like that. She posts about, she posts things to motivate you and get you going, like the same way Demita Joe posts a lot of stuff like that to get you motivated, get you inspired. So check out Marlene's channel. Look for Life with Marlene. And she also has a blog. She's down in Florida. Oh, Marlene, poor woo, Marlene living down in Florida. Sorry, girl. That state. Come up to Connecticut, but you don't want to come up here to this heat. Move out to California, Marlene. Oh, Marlene, you just got a sub. Demita Joe. Demita Joe, she really, like, she has stuff all the time, all different hours. If you can't make it during the day, she has stuff at night, and you know there's always a replay. But she has a lot of good stuff. This right here, this young girl, it was like 10 o'clock at night. And the ice cream truck was out there, and she was out there with other little kids, and the neighbor shoots this little, here's Marlene's channels. Life with Marlene, Marlene Motivates, the Marlene Saunders Show, and Just Relax Now. I don't know the Just Relax Now channel. I don't know that one. I got to check that out. Wow. Yeah, Marlene, listen, Marlene is doing the whole thing. Hi, Growing What I Eat. Thank you for coming by. Marlene is doing the thing. Marlene will show, she has some beautiful views of Florida, even though you can throw some of the people in the state in the trash, but the beaches and everything, you got to see her blogs on her channel. It's beautiful. Now, this little girl was, it's a relaxation something. Oh, I gotta tell my granddaughter about that, because she likes that kind of stuff. I gotta let her know. But this little girl, the neighbor for this little girl needed that. He needed a relaxation sound. I guess he was like terrorizing people in the neighborhood. He went out there at 10 o'clock at night because he felt the kids were making too much noise. Shoots this little girl, and then I guess the little girl's father got him. They got into a tussle, and the man ends up shooting his own self, like in the face or in the eye. 9-year-old little girl. People are just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let me see what I have next. This little girl, I saw this story was on TikTok. This little girl, she's disabled, 6 years old, in a wheelchair. Demita Joe said she found them all on Marlene. This little girl is in the wheelchair. She's strapped in the, they put the wheelchair in the school bus. She's strapped in the harness. Now the bus monitor's job is to be there with this little girl on like a one-to-one thing. And I know this kind of stuff because my Marlene says she's hustling. She is. She's definitely grinding, doing her thing. Now my daughter, when she was younger, she had a bus monitor. Now this woman straps the little girl in, goes to the front of the bus, puts in her ear pods or whatever, and has her phone on and ignoring the little girl. So the bus is driving, going over bumps and whatnot. And I guess the harness slips and ends up choking the child to death. So the woman ends up getting arrested. Her name is Amanda Davila. That's the bus monitor. She was charged. She is charged for that. And you know what? She needs to do some time. That's her job. You have one job, to sit and watch this little kid. You could sit next to that little kid, sit back there with her, have the music on or whatever, so she could hear. She may enjoy it, but that's just negligence. That's just plain negligence. And I remember watching the video with the mother on TikTok. It was just very sad. Now the little girl had some type of chromosomal disorder, but it's like, you go and you put. Because you know what, Marlene, people are just so, how you get into a groove and whatnot in your job, and they get lazy, and that's her job is to monitor. People get lazy and lackadaisical, especially with jobs with watching people. People are too busy looking on their phone and everything, and then something like this happens and someone loses their life. So, shout out to the family of the little girl, Najama Nash. Yeah. Yep. It would have been better if she stayed home. Her mom sent her to that I think it was a summer program or at her school. Oh, it's terrible. Let me see what else I got up here for y'all. I have this right here. I remember this story back in February. These two EMTs went to pick the man up on by a stretcher. They strapped him down to the stretcher so tight. And the man was black that they strapped down. They strapped him down so tight that he suffocated. And let me see if this I think this has video. Oh no, this is a slide, so I don't have the video. So like in the video, they were like being rude to the man, telling the man to get up and whatnot. And that's what happened. The man ends up passing away. And the findings of the autopsy was you said you believe in homeschool? Yeah. I understand. I know. I understand why. And the autopsy said it was suffocation. People just don't care. There was another story I remember seeing, and I saw this one. It was also on TikTok, where they went to pick up this man from wherever he was living, and he was sick. The police were there, so they loaded the man up on the stretcher, and they're pushing the stretcher, not paying attention, and the whole stretcher just falls over. And they try to blame it on the police, and the police were like, "It's not our fault. You guys push the stretcher. We don't do anything with the stretcher." Like they were the paramedics were saying it was the police's fault. And they clearly showed on the police's body cam how they were not paying attention when they were pulling the stretcher. It's crazy. And then this young child here, 19 years old, she passed away. She had mental health issues. She was locked up in jail down in Fulton County for missing court on a vandalism charge. Her name was Nani Batiste Kosoko. She passed away. Absolutely, like Fulton County Jail. I keep hearing things about it. I believe Fulton County Jail was where it was a few months back, a young man, I believe he was in either Gwinnett County or Fulton County Jail, where the bed bugs ate him alive. down there. I don't know if you guys know about that story. I can't remember if I reported on it or not. I may have. Yeah, people just a lot of people have jobs where they're taking care of people and they just don't care. So now, the Fulton County Jail is under investigation by the Department of Justice, and we have Kristen Clark, um, who is working for the Civil Rights Division of Department of Justice. So we'll see what comes out with their findings. But this is now yet another issue down there. And she's such a pretty young girl, and it's probably mental health. And a lot of times people get locked up, especially in the county jails. Their mental health is untreated. And she's down there for 8 weeks. It's ridiculous. This woman here decided to put bleach in her husband's coffee to unalive him. Like divorce, like you can't just divorce him. She wanted those Air Force benefits. Like these people are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And she did this while he was stationed in Germany. That's where it started, where she would make him coffee. And then they found there were high levels of chlorine in the coffee pot. And then she continued to do this because the husband put up cameras when they came back stateside, when they came back to Arizona. These people are a freaking mess. Just to get divorced. What is wrong with getting divorced and not trying to kill people? Now she's locked up, $250,000 bond. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, here we are. Congratulations to Ciera and Russell. They are having another baby. That one slipped right by me. I couldn't believe when I saw that the other day. And she looks like she is far along. Were you seeing Marlene? You bet. Yeah. You know what? I worked in a patient-centered atmosphere for years, and I'm so glad now. I'm in healthcare, but I don't deal with patients. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with patients at all. I don't have to deal with doctors, or I have very limited access when it comes to doctors and nurses. I really don't have to deal with them unless it's a severe issue. I deal with the insurance companies and stuff, and I'm so glad. No, you didn't. See, Demeter, why you do that? Demeter, you working for Future? You down with Future? Why you got to, don't do that to my man Russell. Don't do that to him. He's a good guy. But shout out to them. They are about that. Oh, you were seeing that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't do on-hand patient care. I was just in the area. But shout out to the Wilsons. They have what they have. They have Wynn. That's the youngest son. He's like I think 3 now. Then they have Sienna. She must be like maybe 6 or so. Then they have Future, who is Sierra's son by Future. He's like maybe 8 years old, and his sorry father don't even go see him. But Russell stepped up like he's his father. He is really his father for all intents and purposes, because his biological father don't do nothing for him. Why are you saying poor Russell? No, Russell wanted her to have more kids. Russell is happy. He is happy. Listen, it was that dress. Y'all remember that dress? Don't make me. I still got the picture of that dress. Don't make me get that picture of that dress and put that picture out here. It was that dress she was wearing at the Vanity Fair Oscar party and whatnot. Yeah, Future is trash. I don't even. Could he have like 10 kids or so, and his music ain't doing right? I always would get Future and 2 Chainz mixed up, but 2 Chainz is just he's a better person. Future is just trash. All right, let's see what else we got up here. Oh, this right here. Oh, you said the best. That's what I think it was too. I think it was that dress. That dress did it. That dress did it. Now this lady, they're in California, San Bernardino area, California. Now she's 37. When I first had seen this, I was like, this must be like a 21-year-old. No offense against 21-year-olds, but that sounds like something somebody young would do. She's 37 years old, putting the liquor in the baby's bottle. Now, I know with my kids, the doctor would say, give them a... the doctor would say, give them a little Benadryl if they act up, if they don't go to sleep. Give them a little Benadryl. That'll. And I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, now this is, y'all may not know about this. Like when we had bad cramps, yep, fill the back. And they said, the police said the baby was straight up drunk. Straight up drunk. Like my grandmother would give us like this, it was called Old Granddad. And yeah, got Benadryl. It was like they would give us Old Granddad mixed with some ginger for our cramps. Or when we had a bad cold, we would get like rock candy. And I don't know if it was this stuff. It was called Old Granddad was the stuff to drink. They would give us that and lemon with some ginger ale. And you would sleep and sweat that fever out or whatever like that. But that was, I'm talking about back in the late 60s, early 70s. Like back then. But, now you can't be doing that now, giving kids can't be giving kids no Henny with nothing to try to, get them to sleep. You can't be doing that. People are a mess. They are a mess. Let's see what else I got. Wait, you said you got a shot of wine for cramps? Mm-hmm. I remember my aunt doing that. This right here. When I saw this, I was like, Stinking Kanye, you make too much money to be stinking. That's number one. Number two, you got all that money. You need to be working out in the gym, need to have a private trainer and private chef. What that is telling me, Kanye, is that is mental illness. That's mental illness with Kanye. Yeah, that's mental illness. Now, according to reports, his wife has been displeased with his lack of hygiene. Listen, what that tells me is she married him for the money. She married him for the money. Now, she's saying that all the stuff, like you see him with all that loose fitting stuff. She said he wears it because he thinks he's a fashion genius, which he's not. Like all the stuff he wears is dark. It's loose, some of it. He doesn't wear shoes, maybe because his feet stink so bad. I don't know, allegedly. It says it's a serious stench with let your come off. Oh, 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 whoa, y'all, I can't. Yep, she did because but now there ain't there's no, And can you imagine he don't take a bath and if that thing is uncircumcised, Lord child, pull the skin back and I gotta move on. I can't even because I'm gagging over here. These two right here, y'all remember TJ and Amy from ABC that had their affair, left their spouses. Now they want to get engaged because they're in a good place. I'm just giving it to y'all because it's news, but TJ and Amy, we do not care. Yes. Y'all, listen, I don't know if y'all have ever been to Made in America. I have been there, and it was one of the best concert experiences that I have ever been to. What? Girl, that uncircumcised, and if you're not bathing, it gets that smegma. Ooh, that's Yo, we gotta remix it. We gotta move on. We're not gonna think about that. We gotta move on to Made in America. Made in America has been canceled for this year. Now, Made in America is down in Philly. It's on Christopher Columbus Boulevard, Christopher Columbus and Benjamin Franklin Parkway. It's like at the end of Christopher Columbus. You go around the corner. There's Ben Franklin Parkway. It's usually, I know, I do too. I know, I do. Even though it's more sensitive when they're uncircumcised, but still, it's just ugly. So, like, I went there. I went to Made in America back in 2016, I think, or 2017. I had a ball. Jay-Z was the headliner. Cardi B was there. I think Lizzo may have been there. Freeway was there. The Chainsmokers. It was, when I tell you, it was absolutely wonderful. That was the first time I had something called mac and crack. It was this good macaroni and cheese with this candy bacon on top. I don't know if that's something that they have down in that area, but it was one of the best things ever. Oh my God. But people are saying that they canceled it because of everything that was going on with Lizzo. That's what they're saying. They're saying that's why it's canceled. I don't know if that's the reason, because Made in America, I mean, they could get someone, they could get another big name to you know, to do it. I don't think that's the problem. I think they must have some other stuff going on, and I think that's why it's canceled. Also with that, Jay-Z has closed the 40/40 Club. No, you know what? Back then, I think we paid like $200 for the wristband. It was for the whole weekend. It was Saturday, Sunday. I think it was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It was 3 days. And I think it might have been like $200. It wasn't bad. It was no more than $300 that we paid. And I paid for my granddaughter and her friend. One of her friends came with us. And we stayed in the hotel the whole weekend. And I absolutely loved it. You think it's the Lizzo thing? I don't know. I don't think it's Lizzo, because I think they could get another name. I think they could, because right now it's over Labor Day weekend. I think they could get someone else at this point, because they, depends on who would be available. Like, it's in Philly, so they have a lot of Philly people always turn out. Like, they could always get Little Uzi. He would bring a crowd if he's not already on the lineup. But I think it might be some other stuff going on. Like I said, he just closed the 40/40 Club. It may be some other stuff going on. I don't know. You know what? I do have, let me see. I do have a slide coming up on Lizzo. It may be the next slide is about Lizzo. More of her backup dancers are coming out with more complaints. I don't know. For me, my opinion is I'm just waiting for, I'm waiting to see what happens with the lawsuit, because I think that the lawyer is now putting pressure. They're really putting a pressure thing on because they want Lizzo to settle. Because if the lawyer doesn't settle, he doesn't get anything. He's not going to get anything unless he settles, because taking it to trial, and that's what the ladies want. They want it to go to trial. So if they take it to trial, then it's a gamble. It's a gamble with who you get for a jury if they take it to trial. So it's a gamble taking it to trial. So and the easy money is to settle. So I don't know. I just, for me, I hope she's not doing that. And one thing she definitely needs to do is she needs to separate her employees, which are the dancers, the musicians, and everyone that travels with her. She needs to separate them from the people who are her friends. She needs to go out with her friends. She needs to hang out with her friends and not with her employees. And that's the bottom line. She needs to distinguish that and go with that. So let's see what else I got up here, because I have a whole bunch of slides. Oh, this Chattanooga baseball team, you see there, shirt there that says Nuga, but people said it looked like a racial slur, which it does. It does look like one, so they had to pull that. So we're in the racial part of the live right now. So we have that. This lady here, her name is Mary McCarthy, I believe it is. Let me see, I have the article here. Mary McCarthy with her daughter Moira. Yep, Mary McCarthy. They were on a Southwest flight back in 2021. One of Southwest employees alerted security saying that they think that she was trafficking the little girl. Now, the little girl looks like the woman. The little girl is biracial. She looks like her mother to me. So it was a whole big thing. And then they found out that this is, in fact, her daughter. So now she is filing a lawsuit, and I'm here for it. I don't blame her at all. Sue them. Because people just can't, because they see people, people are a different race. Like, the country is, people are so blended now. So why would you even think that? And the little girl, she looks like her. Look at the foreheads. Like, people are crazy. So Mary and Moira, get your money. All right, next. Y'all may remember this story. It was all over the news. This woman, a sassy trucker, was in Dubai, raised her voice at a car dealership because she had left some clothes or some items in a rental car. And in Dubai, you cannot be acting up and doing that kind of stuff. And they had her locked up there. She was locked up for a few months. And a couple days ago, they decided to let her go. So she went from Dubai over to London. And then from London, she made her way back to the U.S. And she had to pay maybe $13.60 to Dubai police to clear the travel lane or whatever. So that has made me rethink. Next year I will be 60, and that was one of my dreams, to go into Dubai. And I was like, with my attitude, I don't know if Dubai is going to be the place I want to go. So I'm thinking about instead going to Zanzibar instead, because I'm like, I don't know. So I'm rethinking that whole thing, because Mocha Mima acts up. If you didn't know already, I do act up. This right here, this I saw on Twitter. I saw it I saw it all over. This teacher was fired from her job over racist comments about white people. Now, when I saw this, her name is Danielle Allen. She posts under her alter name, Claire Kyle. And when I saw the thing, it's like I couldn't understand it. It looked like some Russian bots to me. So I'm going to show you guys what her tweets were saying. So this is what her what do you call it says here. It says, I'm 29, just got fined. Queen pick me. Like, who says Queen pick me? And logical for free. Pro black men, black supremacists. Like, nobody puts stuff like that in their bio like that on Twitter. Then she says, like, I'm baffled seeing, because her sister was dating someone white. I'm baffled AF seeing a white man in my house. I can't believe it. This is supposed to be a Negro only house. I'm so mad right now, but I also don't want to cause a scene and embarrass her. I don't know what to do right now. What are you, like 12? Like, that to me, that makes no sense at all. Then she says, I enjoy being racist. I'm never changing. Like, this is stuff that you see those bots put up, not from an adult. I don't care if she is, like, is she cosplaying as a bot? Like, I'm like, what is she doing? Then she says, yes, y'all have found my job. They told me to delete the post, but my job is safe since I did not directly wish harm on all white people. They laughed and told me to watch what I say, and I'll be good to go. Being a great teacher pays off very well when they know your true self. That was it with her. Like, the whole thing with her, like, it just made no sense. So then when I went through the comments, they were saying the same thing. that they didn't believe it was her. But the account has been deleted. But yeah, because I was like, who? No one would say stuff like that. Like that's not black people. We don't talk like that. I'm like that's sounding crazy. All right, let me go see. Trying to get through these slides, y'all. Okay, this right here, this black woman. Her name is Portia Woodruff. She's from Detroit, Michigan. Now, Portia was at home. She's 8 months pregnant. She's making her breakfast for her kids who are going to school. This was back in, I forget what month it was in. Let's see. It was in February. The police come in and arrest her, right? 8 months pregnant now, arrest her for charges of robbery and carjacking. And this happened because a man said that he picked her out in a lineup saying that she robbed him and carjacked him, that he had just had relations with her in his car, and she robbed him, and she had gone in a convenience store. They robbed him, carjacked him. She went in the convenience store. Now, what happened was the person who went in the convenience store, they got her picture off of the video. They took that. They used facial recognition software there in Detroit. So when they used the facial recognition software, the detective who was on the case matched it. Well, partially matched it, the software, to a picture of Portia from 2015. Now this is 2023, right? They matched it to a picture of her from 2015, not 2023, but 2015. So, and the detective knew that was not how she looked now in 2023, that she looked different from 2015, which was 8 years ago. So they chose to arrest her anyway. Now, mind you, she was 8 months pregnant. This happened in February. The robbery happened in January. So in January, she may have been 7 months pregnant. Now, the man didn't mention at all that the woman that this happened to in the car was pregnant at all. He didn't tell them the woman was pregnant. So they arrest her. She had some preterm labor. It was a whole mess. They kept her at the precinct for like almost 12 hours. She ended up going into the hospital. It ended up being a big thing. She has now filed a wrongful arrest lawsuit against the city of Detroit for this. And I don't blame her. They said this is the 6th time this has happened in the U.S. and I think the 3rd or I think 4th time in Detroit, like the first time to a woman. And they want Detroit to stop using this facial recognition software because it does not work. Like, how could the detective now, because it's one thing when you have a computer program, they also have to have a human to look at it. Now, how did the detective knowing that the picture she showed to this man, now, and this was a woman, a female detective, a woman who showed this man a picture of this woman from 2015, from when she was arrested for, it was something simple like a what do you call it? A motor vehicle infraction, something like that. From 2015. That's the picture she showed the man instead of showing the man a picture of her from 2023 when she was pregnant, or her license rather. And then the man doesn't tell her she's pregnant. The woman I was with was pregnant. Doesn't mention that because he was with someone else. Now, even though the man picked her out of the lineup, but still, she could look similar to the woman who did this to him. But still, Portia, get your coins, sue them for everything they got. Let's see what else. This doctor in Queens, he's a doctor. I think he was a GI doctor, possibly. He was a gastroenterologist. knocking women out with ketamine, fentanyl, LSD, surgical anesthesia, and then videotaping him sexually assaulting women. He gave one woman, when she was 19 years old, a rectal exam, and she was having a gallbladder issue. Gallbladder is nowhere near the rectum. Like, he's doing that. So hopefully he will go to jail for a long time. And that his money doesn't get him out of this right here. Let's see here. Nene Leakes son, Brent. Oh, Brent. Or Bryson, rather. You are just a disappointment. Bryson, I reported him a couple weeks ago. He had used his brother Brent's name when he got arrested. Well, he has to stay in jail till next year. 152 more days. So he will be there at least until January. And he is in the Gwinnett County Jail. So Gwinnett County Jail is a far cry from being at your mother's, used to be mansion, now her nice condo she's living in. Let's see what else we got here. Now, this here was a young man from Pennsylvania who decided he wanted to intentionally ram his car into a Pennsylvania house. Let's see. I believe he said, I'm looking at the article here, that he said he intentionally, he did it because, say he heard voices. I'm trying to remember because I saw this article last night. But he intentionally went through their home. No one was there at the time, but thank God. God was with them and no one's at like that car, that's the second floor of the people's house. Like, did he have a ramp there to go through? Like, it was just crazy. But I believe they're going to file charges against him. This right here. Tim Anderson, who was on the Chicago White Sox, got into it with Jose Ramirez, who was on what are they called now? They used to be the Cleveland Indians. Now they're called the Cleveland, I wanted to say Defenders. I forget their name. But y'all, this right here was crazy. Let me see. I think I may have the video for that. No, I don't. But no, I may be able to show it to you on here. Oh, no, this is just the thing. Anyway, he got knocked out. He got knocked the F out. So that's good because he's the one that cheated on his wife with that girl, and they ended up having a baby, and he has 2 girls by his wife, and now the side chick has a boy, and the side chick is always throwing little digs at the wife, and then he seems to be going on with it, and the wife is like holding her head up high on Instagram like it's no big deal. I'm like, forget it. So y'all, let me take a look. I think that's all oh no, I do have something else. Tiffany Haddish, Tiffany is being sued again. You guys may remember last year, she was being sued by the young girl and her brother, Jane and John Doe. Well, Tiffany is now being sued by Jane and John Doe's mother. Her name is Trezia Morris. She decided to sue Tiffany for the same type charges, her and Aries. So to me, it's just giving money grab. It's, the daughter dropped the lawsuit. Now she's picking it up. So it was just a little blip that came through last week. But I want to let you guys know that this is happening again with Tiffany and Aries. Tiffany, she was just starting to come back a little bit. Now this thing is here. Oh, Tiffany and Aries, he's just a freaking loser. And then here's my last story I'm going to give you. Ohio said no on issue 1. And if you guys may not know what issue 1 is, for a lot of states and everything, majority is 50 plus 1. So the Ohio, I believe how it was the Ohio House and their Senate, their rules are, in order for something to pass, it had to be 50 plus 1. But what they wanted to do, they wanted to change the constitution for the state of Ohio so that for the people, like they're wanting to, this is now more voter suppression and taking away the vote from the people. Theirs had to be 60%. Not 50 plus 1, 60%. Absolutely ridiculous. And it was really going towards the issue of abortion rights. That was what it was going down to, because that was what they planned on having on the ballot for November. So the people told them no and basically gave them the finger, like the people did in, I believe it may have been Michigan and Kansas, gave them the finger because the people know what's on the what's coming down the pike. They're not playing with these people. So with that, y'all, I am going to leave it right here. This was a power-packed hour of hot topics. Listen, I have not had anything to drink this whole hour. I am parched. This was just this was a whole lot, and I had a bunch of stuff I didn't even get to because it was just too much. I may have to do hot topics a couple times a week because it's a lot of stuff. So like I said before, please go over to Miss Demita Joe's live at 7:30 to check her out, her and her sister. Her sister is I Am Not a Unicorn, or I Am a Unicorn. I forget. My head is feeling like two heads right now. But come over to Miss Demita Joe's live tonight at 7:30. I will be over there. And also, please like and subscribe. I know a couple people have emailed me about my Love and Marriage Detroit recaps. I am just not feeling that show. It's getting on my nerves. It's very hard for me to watch. I'm gonna try to get it together and see if I can pull it back. But just Carlos King and his shenanigans is getting on my nerves because it's like he's paying more attention to other stuff instead of his own shows. You are welcome, Demita Joe. You know I got you, sis. So with that, y'all, like and subscribe. Click on the bell button for the uploads, and I will see y'all in the next video. We are going to get out of here because I need to have something to drink.
Work, to me, I can work. See me do me dirt. So me for that work. When you walk a line, in the cafe, try me, I deserve. Nothing to be lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you not like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart.